Okay, now.
I'm the top dog in the league, homie.
Yeah.
Let's speak on it. It's a stretch for anybody to reach on me.
Don't reach.
Just breathe on it. Don't tell them. They gotta know it's me
They know
on it.
it.
Won't kick it on me and go for three
They
on
know
you.
it.
You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor.
know.
I got it covered.
Yeah.
These corners.
Yeah.
I'm the top dog in the league, homie.
That me.
Let's speak on it. It's a stretch for anybody to reach on me.
Don't reach.
Just breathe on it. Don't tell them. They gotta know it's me on
now.
it. We don't kick it on even go for three on
now.
you. You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor.
Yeah.
I got it covered.
Yeah.
These corner
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to D's Corner. Again, as you can see, it's Mock Draft Monday. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Forget a hair and everything. We're having a wild day today. This mock draft, man, it's going to be full of trades. We're going to do a one-round mock. I got another 4-round mock dropping next Monday, and I'm going to try to do a 7-round before the actual first round begins next week. Again, if I didn't mention it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all of the feedback that I've been getting. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, as well as some things that I need to work on. So I appreciate it all. Also, remember, you can catch me on the Double V's podcast. Please go like, share, and subscribe there as well. But let's go ahead. We're going to jump right into our first round mock draft. The first pick is in. The Chicago Bears, they're going to select Caleb Williams. Obviously, as you all know, this is their guy. They have been moving forward with Caleb Williams, and we definitely expect him to be the first pick. I have my reservations about him, not necessarily him as the player, but the organization. Is he going to the best situation? No, but is he going to a better situation than most number one picks? Absolutely. So Chicago Bears, they're going to pick Caleb Williams, number one. The second pick, quarterback Jaden Daniels goes to Washington Commanders, quarterback out of LSU. This kid can throw. He can run. He's athletic as all get out. There's been talks about his frame, but I think one thing's for sure, as you get to the NFL, the only thing you're focusing on is football. So he'll be able to add mass and more weight through working out and becoming a professional. First trade. This mock draft will be full of trades. With that being said, we have the Minnesota Vikings. They are trading up with the New England Patriots. They are giving up the 11th, the 23rd, and a 2024 second-round pick to move up to the number 3 spot and take their quarterback, Drake May. Gives them an option to have him sit for a little bit. A lot of the negatives surrounding Drake May has been him attempting to do too much or trying to put on Superman cape. In Minnesota, I don't think that he would have to do that. If Washington took him, I don't think that he would have to do that there either. I just think that realistically, both the veteran quarterbacks on both squads are not the best, with Mariota with the Commanders and Sam Darnold with the Vikings. So I would see maybe sitting the first 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then he would take over for Sam Darnold. But they have weapons galore out there in Minnesota. They have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, as well as a solid offensive line, and they picked up Aaron Jones this offseason. I really like that for the Minnesota Vikings. Next up, the 4th overall pick, Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State. He goes to the Arizona Cardinals. This is I could see them trading. I could also see them selecting Marvin Harrison Jr. If it's me, I'm taking what's available there, and the kid has size, he has speed, he has the route tree, as well as the pedigree, Hall of Fame bloodlines, and the kid's already moving as a professional. He did not take part in any of the offseason activities, if you will. He did not compete at the combine or at his pro day. He's been moving like he's a professional wide receiver, like he's an NFL wide receiver now. Here we go, another trade. After trading back with the Minnesota Vikings, the New England Patriots trade up with the LA Chargers to the 5th spot, giving up the 11th, a 24-second, and a 25-second to take Malik Neighbors, wide receiver out of LSU. This would be a phenomenal move for the Patriots, who gain assets by trading down. They still have a ton of cap space. And then you go up and you get you a playmaker like this. This is a good building block for their team. Gives them someone for Jacoby Brissett to get the ball to. Malik Neighbors is considered by many or compared by many this year to Jamar Chase or even Tyreek Hill with his speed and how he's able to separate. Next up, the New York Giants stay pat at number 6. They take Rome Odunze. I think this would be an extremely good pick for them. Brian Daboll has to do whatever he can to keep his job. I wouldn't be shocked if they actually try to double dip in the first round this year because you're not going to, it doesn't matter next year, because if you don't perform and you aren't able to compete this year, you won't be there next year anyways. But Rome Odunze definitely gives them something that they do not have on the offense right now, and that's a serious weapon. The 7th overall pick, Joe Alt, tackle Notre Dame, goes to the Tennessee Titans. If you followed, if you followed any of my videos, I've done off-season recaps. They picked up all of their skilled players. Calvin Ridley. They also got Tony Pollard to replace Derrick Henry. Beefing up this offensive line is a way to continue to build around Will Levis and gives you an opportunity to be able to compete. You're going to need a rushing game. You're going to need balance. And Joe Alt, next to the guard they drafted last year out of Northwestern, continues to do that. Another trade. The Falcons were on the clock. They traded the 8th overall pick to the Denver Broncos for the 12th pick, a 3rd in 24, and a 3rd in 2025. Denver takes J.J. McCarthy. Me personally, I think that J.J. McCarthy should fall later. I understand the winning concepts. I'm just not a big person on the quarterback wins thing, especially if he's not putting the team on his back. He's kind of they won in spite of him, not because of him, in my opinion. But this seems like a player that Sean Payton would be able to groom, like a former number 9 that he had, not nowhere near comparing him to Drew Brees. Just saying that Sean Payton will be able to get out of him what he needs out of him. Sean Payton has never really needed a dynamic weapon at quarterback. He just needs somebody to be smart with the ball and put it where it needs to go. The 9th overall pick, Chicago does not trade back in this mock draft. They stay pat and they follow the Houston Texans blueprint from last year, taking their quarterback and then taking their top defensive player in this draft with Dallas Turner, the edge out of Alabama. Pairing him next to Montez Sweat really gives you a formidable defense now. If Caleb can be anything that we think he can, this team should be able to win, but we have to remember that this is going to be a tough division with the Lions and the Packers. But right now, the Chicago Bears are off to a great start. New York Jets. I really considered taking Brock Bowers here, but with the injury bug is the main thing. Health is the biggest question when it comes to the New York Jets. You have Tyron Smith, who's always hurt, as well as Elijah Vera Tucker, who has been often injured as well. So they picked Talise Fuaga out of Oregon State, who can play tackle or guard. This just gives you more versatility along your offensive line to ensure that your 40-year-old quarterback does not get hit. We have another trade. The Chargers, they are trading back and acquiring picks. Chargers trade the 11th pick to the Jaguars for the 17th pick and an additional 2nd in 2024. And they select cornerback Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. This will give Jacksonville 2 solid young corners to go along with their defense. They did just re-sign Josh Allen to a huge deal. So I'm definitely thinking secondary for this pick. The 12th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons, they were able to trade back, accumulate some picks, and still get the guy that they wanted, which is Jared Verse, the edge out of FSU. This is what Raheem Morris needs. Raheem Morris needs him some defensive players that can get after the quarterback, help out that secondary, and help out what you built on that offense with signing Kirk Cousins. The Falcons seem poised to attempt to reach the playoffs this season. The Las Vegas Raiders, with a surprise pick here, they go Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback out of Toledo. Quinyon has the size, he has the speed, he has the instincts, he has the physicality. This screams Raiders to me. This is a guy who can definitely come in and play some Raider football. 14th overall pick, New Orleans Saints with issue at both tackles select Alu Fashanu, the offensive tackle out of Penn State. It's kind of simple as it is. You have Ryan Ramczyk, who we're not sure what's going to happen with him due to injury, if he'll even be able to play, as well as the rookie Penning out of Northern Iowa. Not sure what is going on with him. He has just not really been it. So they go to reset and continue to try to protect Derek Carr and get that rushing game going with Alvin Kamara. Another trade. The Colts, they trade pick 15 to the Eagles for the 22nd pick and a second in 2024. And the Eagles, with the shock of the draft, come up a few picks to get Liatu Latu out of the edge out of UCLA. This would be a really, really, really good pickup for them. He does have some health issues in his past, but he did check out well at the combine as well as his pro day. Also, when you pair him with the signing of Bryce Huff as well as Nolan Smith, this gives you the rotational players that you need with Josh Sweat as well. After trading Hassan Reddick, this does lock up your edge position for the near future. And that's one thing that we know you have to get after the quarterback. When they were in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, this was a team that had 70-something sacks. So they're going back to what got them there. They're going back to their blueprint. Pick 16, Troy Fautanu, guard out of Washington, goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle needs interior lineman. They did just sign Lincoln Tomlinson over the weekend, but this will still be a phenomenal pickup for them going. This kid will be going into a situation where his offensive coordinator from college is there, so he's going to know the plays, the terminology, and what is already expected of him. So he kind of goes in head and shoulders above the other guards on the team with a clear path to being one of their starting guards. The 17th pick, the LA Chargers, after trading back, go J.C. Latham out of Alabama. They need a right tackle. That's what Latham is. They're going to want to run the ball. He is a road grader, and Harbaugh got to see him a lot up close and personal during the college playoffs, and I think this is a player that he definitely likes so that they continue to build around and support Justin Herbert. Round 1, pick number 18, the Georgia Bulldog, Brock Bowers, falls to the Cincinnati Bengals. This would be a phenomenal pickup for Cincinnati, who currently right now have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. They do need a third option. I think if I'm not mistaken, they picked up Mike Gesicki. He's on a one-year deal, but Bowers would be a great move, tight end. He can also block. He did not perform in any of the offseason things, combine or pro day, because he was recovering from injury. He should be completely healthy come camp. This would be a phenomenal pickup for them and make them extremely scary in the AFC North. The LA Rams, the number 19th pick, they select Johnny Newton and trying to replace Aaron Donald, the defensive tackle out of Illinois. A player who can line up at the 5 technique. He can line up at 3. He can line up at nose. So this is someone who gives them scheme versatility as well as a move piece along that defensive front. Something like what Aaron Donald was. I'm not comparing him to Aaron Donald by any means. This is just what they're hoping. The Pittsburgh Steelers at pick number 20 select center Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon. Pittsburgh continues to beef up their offensive line. Continue to try to make sure that whoever your quarterback is, if it's Russell or if it's Justin Fields, they're comfortable back there. This could be a 10-year starter, multiple Pro Bowl style player. I really like Jackson Power Johnson, and he kind of screams Pittsburgh Steelers for me. The 21st overall pick, another offensive lineman, Graham Barton. He can play tackle, guard, or center out of Duke, goes to the Miami Dolphins. This is a way for them to have complete versatility, complete keeping all their options open on what they're able to do, filling up their offensive line. You already have Armstead. They did bring back Isaiah Wynn. Jackson on the other side, but Graham Barton, he can play center or guard. He can be a swing tackle. This could really be your Swiss Army knife on your offensive line. Another trade, the Colts, they're continuing to trade back, stockpiling picks. My thoughts on this, what the Colts are, Chris Ballard likes to kill in the second round. That's really where he likes to make his bread and butter. So we have the Arizona Cardinals trading up. They trade the 27th pick and a third in 2024 to come up to number 22 and select Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback out of Alabama. This is a player that they need. They need secondary help. Kool-Aid has had a foot issue, but he's expected to be healthy. Ran a 4.4 with an injured foot, so you already know that he is crazy athletic, as well as gives you options of returning kicks as well. All right, now here we go. The New England Patriots with the 23rd pick select quarterback Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington. This helps them with the Malik Neighbors position pick earlier that they traded up for. They still had a second first round pick. Excuse me, tongue tied today. But allowing Michael Penix to either compete with Jacoby Brissett or sit behind him a few games, like the Vikings would do with Drake May. This would definitely give these guys an option moving forward. This kid can throw the ball. He has had injury issues as well throughout his injury history throughout his career. However, he also was healthy the last two seasons, also checked out at the combine and at his pro day. So Michael Penix is a player who can throw the ball, who also has mobility. He was not asked to run a lot, but he ran the 40. If I'm not mistaken, he ran a 4.5. Just showing you that he can run if needed. The 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Byron Murphy II out of Texas, the defensive tackle. This is just a player that you want to keep in home. You want to keep in-house. He is a homer with being from the University of Texas. Also, this is something that they need. They're switching their scheme. This is a player that they need. You can plug him next to Mozzie Smith and give you two different options at the defensive tackle position. This guy is extremely stout against the run, something that the Cowboys, if you watched them when they played the Packers, really need some assistance with. But this is an extremely decent pick here. I do not think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to go quarterback. There has been talks about that. I don't think that they'll even attempt to go wide receiver here either. I think they will actually allow the draft to fall to them like they normally do. Jerry Jones has really had phenomenal picks in the draft. He just doesn't do anything in the offseason as far as free agency. The 25th pick, another trade. Green Bay trades the 25th pick to the Bills for the 28th pick and a second in 2025. And the Buffalo Bills come up to get Brian Thomas Jr., the wide receiver out of LSU. This is a big-bodied wide receiver who has a more developed route tree than people give him credit. He's blazing fast, and within a year or two, he should be their number one wide receiver. Number 20, the 26th pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Amarius Mims, tackle out of Georgia. You have Tristan Wirfs on one side. Let's continue to beef up our offensive line and get Baker Mayfield protected and keep our running game going so that they can go back to the playoffs this year. The 27th pick, the Colts finally take a player, and they go Nate Wiggins, cornerback out of Clemson. Nate Wiggins is a smaller framed wide receiver. Chris Ballard has said that he likes the younger corners on our team, but I just don't think after trading down twice that you're able to pass up a player with his skill set. He's extremely fast, has the long speed, he has nice height and length. He's a little light in the tail, but you do have other corners. So I definitely think that Nate can be a player for my Indianapolis Colts. 28th pick after trading down, the Green Bay Packers select Cooper DeJean, who's a DB out of Iowa. He can play slot. He can play safety. He can play corner in a pinch. This really kind of gives you an option of 3 positions with 1 pick after trading down as well. So I definitely like Cooper DeJean. And for the most part, Green Bay does pretty good drafting Iowa DBs. If you look at Micah Hyde and what he was able to do as a Packer as well. The 29th overall pick, the Detroit Lions take Chop Robinson, the edge out of Penn State. This gives you an athletic defender opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, next to McNeil as well as Grady Jarrett. The linebacking core, they will continue to beef up their secondary, but this gives Detroit a really, really, really good tandem on the defensive front. Versatility galore, and this gives you an option that you don't have to blitz. You can get home with 4. That allows you more people in coverage. The 30th pick, Baltimore Ravens select Tyler Guyton, tackle out of Oklahoma. They lost 3 offensive linemen, 3 of their starters on the offensive line. Tyler Guyton stepped right in and be the right tackle opposite of Ronnie Stanley, is barring health, because he has been off injured as well. But this definitely gives you someone. You don't go get King Henry and not put road graders in front of him. You want to be able to run the ball. That's what Baltimore is known for. Going and getting big 22, this just continues to help with that. The 31st overall pick, we have Jordan Morgan, tackle out of Arizona, going to the San Francisco 49ers. My San Francisco 49ers, Bert. But you go ahead and you get a player who can come in and sit for a year behind Trent Williams, learn the game. If Trent decides to retire, you have a fallback plan with him. Worst case scenario, he can start out at guard while he's being groomed by Trent Williams. So you have all your skilled players galore with San Francisco. They're easily in the best position to just take the best player available. And finally, pick number 32, the Kansas City Chiefs take A.D. Mitchell, the wide receiver out of Texas. Big, fast, minimal drops. Getting this guy up with Patrick Mahomes, someone who is big arm, especially when you don't know what can or will happen with the Rashee Rice situation with him speeding. I did see where he is out on bail, but I think it's like 8 charges. So we'll see how that goes. Not 100% sure on how that will go. But it just gives you an option for Patrick Mahomes, for the Chiefs, for Andy Reid. We know what he can do with players of A.D. Mitchell's caliber, who is a 6'4" wide receiver. He's a 4'3" guy. You have Hollywood on one side. Now you also have Travis Kelce, so you can still build around him. You have an extremely young defense. I understand you lost L'Jarius Sneed, but you definitely need you a weapon, and A.D. Mitchell could be that guy for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, all right, everyone, that is it for today's Mock Draft Monday. Please, again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, please be on the lookout. Remember, please be on the lookout. Next Monday, I am going to drop a 4-round mock draft. I'm going to include trades in it as well. And I will try to get a 7-rounder out by Thursday before the actual draft starts. Look out for draft coverage. Look out for draft grades following each round. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. But we are out of here. Thank you.
Got it under control, babe. You don't want smoke, all you see is the same.
LB tapping, keys in making waves. Ay.
Step back, keep your distance. Ain't no telling what I just may do. I've been vibing, minding my business. Throw one up if you can relate to. Said if I ain't got it, I make do. Can't be stuck waiting on a breakthrough. And I don't need everybody praying for him. Ain't no telling who you niggas pray to.